Hi guys and welcome to another Scratch tutorial. This is part 1 of our shooter game series. Today we will code the home screen. You can combine this project easily with another Scratch tutorial that I've made about an intro. I will put a link to it over there. Now I will show you how the home screen looks like once it's done. As you see here, we have a changeable difficulty button. We can change the mode to easy, medium and hard. Then there is the help button. When you don't know how to play the game, that's where you have to click. A text will pop up, which you can click away by clicking on the cross. And finally, there's the start button. It doesn't do anything up to now, but we will code that in the next part. The first thing we're gonna do is to name our sprite home screen. Then create 4 costumes for our sprite. Let's delete the Scratch Cats costumes. Make a white square with a black outline and put a text on it which says Start. Let's adjust the details. Now let's make the corners round. Make sure to use this tool to make them round. Reshape. Click before and after a corner and then click on the corner and delete it. We can duplicate that costume and change the text to help, but first let's name the costume Start. Let's draw now the costume, which is simply going to be a white cross. I'll draw it in black to see how it looks like. Let's make it a bit smaller. Now we can change the color to white. Make sure to name it Cross. Now let's make our actual help sprite, not the button. The game instructions should be written on it. It should also have a dark gray background to make sure that we can see the white cross on it. Make its position 0, 0 so that it looks like a background. Now let's draw the text. Alright, that's the text, and you can write a similar one because you're going to have a similar game. If you plan to have some other features, of course you should put them in the help text. Also don't forget to call it help text. Now we can get to the coding. Go to your backdrops and grab a when flag is clicked. Then take a broadcast message and make a new message called home screen. This will help us with the programming. When the player loses or wins, we can bring them back to the home screen by broadcasting home screen again. Now let's go to the home screen and take a when flag is clicked, hide, and when I receive home screen, if, then in the operators take a equal and write in the second part help text like the costume we've named, this one. Take if costume name equals help text, then delete this clone. Let's continue the code. add a hide, then go to x 100 and y negative 100, then take a switch costume to start, and then create clone of myself. Now we will duplicate that and then change the x position to negative 100 and the costume to help. This is for creating the clones of the help button and the start button, but up to now they don't show up when you click the flag and nothing would happen if we clicked on them. Now let's take a when I start as a clone, go to front layer, and if not, again let's copy that and add a not in there. If not, costume name equals help text, then if touching mouse pointer, set brightness effect to negative 20. This will make that whenever we hover over a costume that is not the help text, so either the start button, the help button, or the cross, which is going to be a button too, then they will get darker. I did forget something, I'm sorry. We need to add a OR operator, copy that, and put cross in there, and add it in here, so that the help text and the cross will be deleted when the home screen is shown. Okay, now let's continue. Take a if statement, put it inside of the if touching mouse pointer loop, and take a mouse down. Then take a wait until not mouse down, so that the action will only happen once we release the mouse. And then take a if an operator equals, and take a costume name again. We're gonna work a lot with the costume names today. If costume names equals start, then broadcast game. I already created that. You just click a new message and then type in game. Then duplicate that, change instead of start, change it to help, put it in there, and then create a new message again called help. Now we'll duplicate that a third time, put in there cross, and then if we click on the cross, we will broadcast home screen. Now take a if not touching mouse pointer, then we will set the brightness back to 0. Now if you run this, you see that nothing happens. That's because our clones do not show. So let's add a when I start as a clone show, and here you have our two buttons. And as you see, again, they don't get darker. That's because I forgot something. We need to put all of that in a forever loop. But make sure to not have the show and go to front layer in the forever loop. Let's try that again. And now it's working. Alright, now we need to code what happens when the game help is broadcasted. Let's take when I receive game. This one's going to be very simple. Just delete this clone, because when the game starts, everything of the home screen should be deleted. And now when we receive help, then again we will create some clones. So take this part again, and then go to 0, 0, switch costume to help text, create clone of myself, and then go to 200, 140, and switch costume to cross and create clone of myself. Then take a if statement, and take a or, take two equal signs, and then again we will have if the costume names is if the costume name is start or help, so one of the two first buttons, then we will delete this clone because we don't want them in the help text. So now we can try it out. If we click on help, the text shows up, and if we click on the cross, we come back to the home screen, and that's what we wanted. The only thing is that maybe these two buttons are a bit too small, but we can change it very easily. Just make them a bit bigger, like that. This one too. And the thing is that we need to make them as big as each other. That's going to be the hard part. Alright, that's approximately it. If you want to, you can also change the backdrop to a sort of dark gray color. Maybe 50 or 40, let's try it out. Like that, but if you prefer, you can also just take the white one. Now let's make our second sprite of the home screen, which is going to be called difficulty. With it you're going to be able to change the difficulty to easy, medium or hard. Alright, now we can draw the button. It's going to be very similar, and I'm actually going to copy the back of that, put it in there, and now write difficulty on it. Okay, I'll just adjust that a bit, like that. And also let's call the costume difficulty. Now we'll have to create 6 other costumes. Let's copy that one, the background, put it in there, and we'll change the fill to a green color, like that, and we'll write on it easy, and not with green color because that's a bit stupid. Let's take a black one. Okay, now we will call that easy. And now let's duplicate it and call it easy chosen. And now you change the outline to white and the text to white too. And that's if you have a dark gray background. If you have a white background like I have, it doesn't make much sense to have a white outline. So you can just, for this, take maybe 40 saturation, but I think now that I'm going to take the one with 40 saturation to make it easier for you to show, like this, and now I change that back to white. Okay, now we can duplicate that and call it medium. We'll change the text to medium. Let's hope that it fits inside. Alright. We put that here, and now we're going to change that to maybe an orange color, like that. Duplicate that again, have a medium chosen, oops, and change all of that to white. White here, and the text too. And we'll do that one more time for the hard one. Hard. We change the color to red. We write hard on it. And as this is the white one, it's going to be hard chosen. I have always the caps lock on. And then duplicate that again. That's going to be the normal hard. And now let's put again the black outline. Just like that. Now we can start the coding of that sprite. We'll create two variables, one called difficulty, which is going to be 1, 2, or 3 for easy, medium, and hard. And then another one with difficulty open, which is going to be yes or no. Now take a when flag is clicked, forever, switch to costume difficulty, go to X 155 and Y 140, and when I receive home screen, set difficulty to 2, the variable, set difficulty to 2, which is going to be medium, and set difficulty open to no. Then take a show, then take a forever, if touching mouse pointer, set brightness effect to -20. That's again going to be the animation, or I don't know if we can call that an animation, but it's just going to get darker, -20, and then if mouse down, and difficulty open equals no. So let's have that in here. Take a if mouse down and difficulty open equals no. Wait until not mouse down. And broadcast a new message called create difficulty clones. Then set difficulty open to yes. Now we can code what happens if the mouse is clicked and the difficulty open is yes. So let's copy that, change no to yes, broadcast delete difficulty clones. It's just going to be the opposite. And set difficulty open to no. And then we're going to have another if, and you put that on the same height as you had touching mouse pointer, because that's going to be if not touching mouse pointer. Then we set the brightness back to 0. This will make that if the difficulty tab is opened and you click on it, it will close it, and if it's closed and you click on it, it will open. This is the reason why we needed the variable difficulty open. We also have a nice little animation that if you hover over the button, it will get a bit darker. Now let's take when I receive delete difficulty clones. We will obviously delete this clone. And when I receive create difficulty clones, then switch costume to hard. Take a go to and change X 155 and Y is going to be 100, and then create clone of myself. Now duplicate that, change the costume to medium, and change the Y position to 65. And now duplicate it one more time, change the costume to easy, and the Y position to 30. Now we can get to the hardest part, which is going to be easy, of this sprite. We will code the algorithm for every button clone, so hard, medium, and easy. For this we will need the variable difficulty, which will be 1 for easy, 2 for medium, and 3 for hard. Let's take when I start as a clone, forever, if else, and let's take a touching mouse pointer, Then set brightness effect to -20, and else set it to 0. So if it's touching the mouse pointer, it's -20, and if not, then it's 0. Now let's take an if statement, put it in there, then take a equal, take a costume name. If the costume name equals easy, let's look at the spelling. I think I wrote it with a capital E. Make sure to have that right too. If costume name equals easy, if difficulty equals 1, then switch costume to difficulty chosen. Easy chosen, sorry. And if touching mouse pointer and mouse down, so if and touching mouse pointer and mouse down, put it inside of the if costume name equals easy. Wait until not mouse down. Make sure to always have that. And then set difficulty to 1. And then obviously, as the difficulty is going to be 1, this one's going to be true, and then it will switch to the costume easy chosen. So whenever you've chosen the easy difficulty, it will get to the easy chosen costume. Now let's duplicate that, change that to medium. We need to change that to 2, change that to medium chosen, and change that to 2. So again, this will make that if the costume name equals medium, if you click on it, then it will be chosen, and then it will also switch to the costume medium chosen, so that you see which one you've chosen. Let's put that in here, and now let's change it one more time for hard. Switch costume to hard chosen, and these one are going to be free. Now if we run this, we see that there's a problem. We click on difficulty, the medium one's chosen and the difficulty is 2, that's perfect. We click on easy, the difficulty switches to 1, that's also nice, but then medium doesn't switch back to the normal costume. So we can resolve that problem by having if costume name equals easy chosen, and then we have if not difficulty equals 1. So if the difficulty is not 1, although the costume of easy is chosen, then we will set it to the normal easy back again. Now we can duplicate that, change this to medium chosen, change that to 2, change that to medium, duplicate that one again, change that to hard chosen, free, and then hard. Okay, so let's put that inside of our loop in here. As you see, it switched back. Now that's how we want it to be. When I receive game, delete this clone, and then also when I receive help, delete this clone. Alright, let's try it again. Can switch that, help, we close that, and if we click on start, alright, that's because we forgot something, or I forgot something. Let's put hide in here, because that's not a clone, so it will not delete this clone. Let's try it one more time. Alright, now it works. With that, part 1 of our game is done. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. If you think this video deserved it, like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.